Welcome to Cooking Daddy, and tonight we're going to be cooking honey seared chicken. We're going to take our chicken here, and these are just chicken breasts. You can use chicken thigh. In fact, I almost prefer dark meat chicken with this dish. I don't think it's necessarily traditional, but I just like it better. So we're going to get to cutting this up. So get your chicken cut up here, and we're going to add a few things to this bowl as kind of a marinade. First thing is going to be soy sauce. And there's not a specific type. You're going to end up pouring it out, so you don't really need a whole lot. But kind of mix that up there. Garlic. Once you have your garlic added, we're going to add some honey. And then some ginger. And we're just going to mix that all up. And we're going to let that sit for a little bit, and we're going to get started on everything else. At this point, you can go ahead and start your rice. And remember, to make rice, you're just going to double the rice that you put in. I'm using a half a cup of rice with 1 cup of water. You're going to put that in the pot and boil it. And then once it hits boiling, you're going to turn the heat off and put a lid on top so that it will cook the rice. So the rice is started. We're going to go ahead and start boiling some water for noodles. Neat little trick, if you have a pan, it'll boil a lot faster than with a pot. If you prefer a pot, that's fine. Our oil is really, really hot. So we have just a mixed bunch of vegetables. There's corn, green beans, celery, and a few other things. Now this is really, really hot, so we're going to throw in and see what it does. See how violent that is? It's a little too hot. We're going to turn it down. Fried, so you want to get it hot. You want it to be real hot. That might have been a little too hot, but not a big deal. You want that initialness because you're going to get crispy vegetable there. And we're just going to let that go for a minute until we get some nice crispy veggies. Whoops. And again, wooden spoon, guys. Once we got that going in the oil a little bit, we're going to add the soy sauce. And we're going to add some garlic. Alright, now you kind of want to get these to where they're a little crispy. Not super crispy. You don't necessarily want French fries, but you don't want mushy. Unless you prefer mushy, and that's fine. I don't. In fact, I'm not really sure who would. But, and that's kind of why I put potatoes in there, because potatoes give you a really good sign of when they're crispy. If you're using fresh veggies, it's not going to take as long. If you're using canned veggies, they're going to take a little bit longer in the in the frying process. But that's okay. That just gives you time to reflect on your life. So once you have your vegetables fried to where you like them, we're going to turn off the heat and we're actually going to remove the vegetables from the wok. So we've removed our vegetables, we've added new oil to our wok, and we're going to heat up that oil nice and hot again. We've also taken our chicken and we have drained out all of the soy sauce and any kind of water, as much water as we can out of it. And we're going to take more honey, and we are going to cover this thing in honey and mix the honey into the chicken here. It's a sticky mess, so be ready for that. Once you have that mixed up, you can go ahead and wash your hands, and as soon as the oil gets hot, we're going to get started on frying up the chicken. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and add our noodles, and these are just a stir-fry rice noodle. You can use any kind of noodle if you like, kind of the ramen or the chow mein kind of noodle. You can use those if you like. But I like these rice noodles, they're really good. And we got our oil going. We want our oil to get nice and real hot. We can kind of test it a little bit. You can take a little piece of your chicken, or take a small piece of your vegetables there, throw it in there and see what it does. It's probably good and hot enough now. So go ahead, and it fell off the side, so it's gone forever. Now we have our chicken. Now as your chicken sits, you might see some more water in there. I'm going to go ahead and drain it. You don't necessarily have to. But I want as little water in this as possible. So I'm going to go ahead and drain it, and then we're going to throw it into our wok. Alright, our chicken is drained out, and we are going to put it into our wok. Now be careful, don't get this oil on. This oil is super hot. Be super careful with this part, guys. So now we put our chicken in. It's going to cool our oil down a little bit. We want to get our oil back up there because you see on this piece here, you have that nice sear. We want that all over this chicken. And the sooner we do that, the better. That's going to lock in all the moisture. You're still going to get some moisture come out, but it's unavoidable. I like to do mine with as little moisture as possible. And like I said, you're still going to get some, but there's still one more step that we're going to do for this, to where you're going to be able to use whatever drippings or anything come out. You're actually going to use that, and you can use that, and you can put it on your rice or your noodles. Now, I'm not going to do that with the noodles. I have something else planned for the noodles, but pour that over the top of your rice, and man, that's some good stuff. So our chicken's browned up pretty nice now. And like I said, you can go ahead and add your vegetables at this point if you want to. I'm not, just on the sole fact that that is a lot of oil in there. I don't want to eat all that oil. I don't think you do either. You can. I mean, it's not going to kill you, but you definitely can. You can cook it and try to reduce as much of it out as you can, but the oil is going to take a long time to reduce, because it kind of doesn't really. That's why it's oil. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and drain most of this out. And then we'll come back. Now with it drained mostly out, you're still going to have a little bit of oil in there. Now you're going to start getting this. You're going to get that frying part now. And this is the point where I like to put some more honey in. Now at this point, you can go ahead and add your vegetables back in if you like to. If you don't mind the mixed vegetables in with everything. My family is kind of picky and they like all their stuff separated. So unfortunately, I'm not going to be doing that tonight. But at this point, you would just take your separated veggies and add them into your wok now. And you would continue to cook those. Our noodles are done. These noodles don't take very long to cook. And you don't want to overcook them. You overcook them, they get really kind of mushy. Kind of like a regular noodle, they get mushy, but even more so. But we're going to let the chicken continue to go until we get a good kind of crispy browning along the chicken. So we're going to let that continue. We're going to drain our noodles and we're going to start preparing our noodles. Now our noodles are drained. Now these noodles are very starchy. So I would recommend rinsing them with hot water after you're done cooking them. That helps it from sticking together too much. Now our chicken's done. You can start to see the brown, maybe a little blackening there. And this is the point you want to turn the heat off on it. And you want to go ahead and separate it from here into a separate bowl or right on top of your dish. So we're going to go ahead and take this off. Now for your wok, I recommend washing it immediately. That's going to help, especially if you have a non-stick wok. That's going to help from damaging your non-stick liner and everything. And this wok is not expensive. I got this wok for like I think $3, and it's been a great wok. It's done perfect. Now with your noodles, you can use kind of if you didn't use as much oil, you can use whatever your chicken was cooking in if you really want to, but you don't have to. In fact, I really don't recommend it. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add just a little sweet and sour sauce to the top. And you can use different sauces. You don't have to use sweet and sour. You can use like, what do you call it? Like a pad thai or fish sauce or duck sauce or whatever you like as a sauce. You don't have to use sweet and sour, but my family likes just having a little bit of sweet and sour mixed in with the noodles there. If you don't have a wok, but you still want to make this tonight, and you're not going to go down, or you just don't feel like going down, you don't have the time, or whatever it might be, to go get a wok, you can just use a pan like this. I've made plenty good dinners in aluminum pans, but if you can swing it, go get yourself a little wok. And there you have it, guys. Honey seared chicken, sweet and sour noodles. I like to put my vegetables on top of the rice and then the chicken on top. So it looks like that. But there you go. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.